Hey guys, it's Austin here, and today I got another top 5 for you, and today we're doing top 5 guns in Killzone Mercenary. But before we get into it, I just want to say, I did a whole bunch of videos talking about the guns in Killzone Mercenary, like gun reviews. I did a top 5 on the underrated guns. I don't think I did any more top 5s after that on Killzone, but I don't have them in a playlist yet. I'm working on it. So until then, just click the top right icon, click it. There'll be a few of them videos. If you like them, check out the other videos on my channel. They're really old, so the quality's not as good as my quality now, but it's not horrible, so check them out if you like them, and I'll be putting them into a playlist, so future videos, it'll be easier for you guys to find the best guns or worst guns of Killzone Mercenary that I did about 2 years ago. But to get into our number 5 spot, we have the STA-11. I put this on this list because when I want to use a SMG, this is the gun I use, because it's balanced. It's not too quick of a fire rate like the STA-9. It's not too weak like the STA-9, but it's not too strong like the M66, because an SMG, when it has such, when it's a really powerful SMG, the fire rate really gets killed. And that's why the M66 was a burst gun. And I feel like the M66, even being burst, was nerfed because it was a lot better in the beta than it is in the game. And I feel like that shows that it's a lot more important to have a balanced gun than to have outlier stats like damage or fire rate. But coming in at our number 4 spot, listen here, we don't have a primary weapon. But listen, let me explain. We have the LS-18 Shredder shotgun, okay? All of you guys who have played Black Ops 3, think of the Haymaker. That's what this thing is. That's why it's called the Shredder shotgun. It is a fully automatic shotgun. Yes, it doesn't have a lot of ammo because it's a secondary weapon. Yes, it doesn't have a huge clip. But when you're at close range, say you're using the STA-11, yeah. Say you're at close range. Say you're at close range and you're shooting somebody and you run out of ammo and you gotta reload. But they're steady shooting. You swap to the LS-18 and you just hold down the trigger and you shred him. That is what happens every single time I pull out the LS-18. When I pull this thing out at short range, very rarely do I lose a gunfight. And I feel like this stands out against the other shotguns like the LS-13 because that's a pump action, and if anybody's wearing blast or ballistic, a pump action just shoots way too slow. You just can't put enough damage. You can't put enough damage out there quick enough. And that's why the LS-18 is so good, because it does the damage and it does it quick. But coming in at our number 3 spot, we have a gun that I've had a weird history with. I had a really weird history with it. The STA-14. Those of you who have been around for my best gun and worst gun series, my gun review series, as you can call it, you know I never really liked this gun. My first worst gun video, I said the STA-14 was the worst gun because the recoil was insane. And I thought about it because I saw how much criticism that got me. I was like, man, am I really just using this gun wrong? So I gave it another shot, still didn't like it. But I was like, man, I'm doing something wrong. Like, something's just not right about this. So I gave it some time. I came back to the gun and I fell in love. The gun does such high damage with such high accuracy. It's so efficient at killing. It really is. At inlet, get on top of the bridge. A lot of people use snipers. I like to use the STA-14 because you can just bang, 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 dead. And the recoil is insane. When you shoot the sight, you can't see the enemy after one shot. You have to wait for it to come back down. But you use the gun long enough, you'll figure out just because you shoot and the recoil goes up doesn't mean your aim does. The sight looks like it's above the person, but you don't have to wait to come down to them. Just shoot, 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 dead. And the reason it's not any higher, because a lot of people think this is like best gun or like second best gun, is the small clip, because it doesn't have a lot of ammo in the clip, because it's like the M14. It's not a crazy gun where you can hold like 30 bullets and just destroy people at long to medium range. It's just, it gets the job done, and when the job's over, you have to reload. That's why it's a number 3, not a number 2 or a number 1. And my next 2 spots, they can pretty much be interchangeable. but statistically one is better than the other. So for our number 2 spot, we have the M82. I love this gun. This gun is insane with what you can do with it. Don't get me wrong, this is probably my favorite gun. I can't lie. This gun is balanced. It's got great range for the ARs in the game. This gun almost has the range of the STA-14, and actually I'm pretty sure it does. And it doesn't have the damage, obviously, but it has a clip size. It's got the fire rate. This gun is just the most balanced rifle you can find on Killzone Mercenary. Much like the STA-11, how I said that was in the top 5 because it's the most balanced SMG. The M82 is a good gun, and it's overall balanced. It's got the best of both worlds. For close range, you got a decent fire rate, good enough to get the job done, and at long range, you have the accuracy and range with the gun, along with the damage, to make sure if they're wearing ballistic 100 yards away, you can still take them down. And you have the fire rate, so it makes sure you don't have to frickin' 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot to get someone down, you know? You can still hold the trigger down and not only kill them at long range, you can kill them quick. And it's free. You start the game out with this gun. You don't have to buy it with your points or anything. You have this gun as soon as you download it, and I feel like that's a great advantage that they give the noobs, I would say, the people who just get the game. It's a really good advantage that they give you that. But for our number 1 spot, listen here. We have another rifle. And you guys who play Killzone Mercenary, when I mentioned my first and second choice, you guys probably saw how I was picking these guns and knew that the first and second would be these 2 guns. And when I described them, you probably knew, okay, yeah, that's what he's talking about. It's the STA-52 SE. Statistically, has a slight advantage over the M82 with a higher fire rate and higher clip size, but it has a lower range. These guns, the way they perform, are almost identical. The only reason the STA-52 is above the M82 is because the gun's stats have a higher fire rate, clip size, and it has a suppressor that hides you from the minimap. But that's not a good enough difference to say it's better or to say it's worse. So in the end, those 2 guns are completely interchangeable. I could have done this top 5 list with the STA-52 at number 2 and the M82 at number 1, and I would have been completely okay with it. The guns are basically reskins. It all just comes down to personal preference, and like I said, the M82 is probably my favorite gun to use, but the STA-52 is probably the most efficient gun to use because it's got the fire rate, it's got the damage, and it's got a huge clip size. Especially if you have supply, you got a whole bunch of ammo back in your pockets. You could kill one dude, don't reload, kill another dude, reload, you still got like 5 more clips left. Like, this gun can destroy you. And the reason the range doesn't really matter with the STA-52, like compared to the M82, is that the maps on Killzone are not Battlefield maps. They're not huge, they're medium size. The only map I would say the range really matters is if somebody's on one side of Intel all the way in this inlet, all the way in the spawn, and they're shooting at somebody on the other spawn in inlet on top of that crate. But even then, you can just burst it and just wait a second and then burst it again, and you'll still knock them out before they even know what's going on. It's just tedious having to burst a fully automatic gun. So yeah, guys, that's my top 5 guns in Killzone Mercenary. Tell me what you think, alright, in the comments down below right now. Tell me 2 things, alright. First, start off, make a list, and tell me what guns you like to use. Top 5 guns you guys use, alright. And also, when you're done that, comment what top 5 I should do next, because I'm doing top 5 horror games. It's coming up. I'm editing it. It's going to be great. And I hope the person that requested it loves the video as much as I love making it. But that's it, guys. Have a wonderful day. Check out my Batman series. And peace out. Do good in school, kids.